Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm a staff member at Thomas Crane Public Library, and my pick for today is Last Boat Out of Shanghai by Helen Zia. It's nonfiction and shines light on a part of history that often gets overlooked, which is that a large part of World War II took place in China, in what was truly a global war. This book spotlights the perspectives of 4 different people living in Shanghai, each of different ages, socioeconomic, and political backgrounds. Zia's research and storytelling shines here. I was so captivated by her descriptions, I had to remind myself that these are real people and not fiction. The book chronicles their experiences during the war and political turmoil, and how these difficult circumstances shaped the course of their lives. Many of the themes mirror the issues we face today regarding immigration, racial inequality, and human rights, making Last Boat Out of Shanghai a timeless piece. A word of warning though on how the book is organized. The chapters are arranged by date, so you read a chapter on one person, but won't come across that same person again until a few chapters later on. These breaks in continuity can be confusing, but the benefit of this arrangement is seeing how the same events affect each person in parallel. Overall, I highly recommend this book. Although it touches on some heavy topics, the book is very inspirational. So check it out. Visit thomascranelibrary.org. You can find it as an audiobook on Hoopla, ebook on Overdrive, or even request a hard copy at the library. And thanks for tuning in. Hi everyone, I'm Kelly and I'm a staff member at Thomas Crane Public Library. My pick for today is a documentary called Tim's Vermeer. Tim Jennison is an inventor and entrepreneur who also harbors a passion for the paintings of Vermeer, a 17th century Dutch master painter. What makes Vermeer's paintings special is its photorealism. His paintings exhibit a level of technical mastery that is unmatched by his contemporaries. And his methods, which predate the camera, have long been a source of debate. In this passion project, Tim embarks on a mission to explore and experiment with various techniques, and in the process, recreate a Vermeer masterpiece called The Music Lesson. A considerable task given Tim's claim to have limited experience in painting. This documentary is an entertaining look at how far one person will go to immerse themselves into the world and life of a painter from the past. Even though it's impossible to determine Vermeer's exact methods, Tim's mission to acquaint himself with this master painter is a commendable feat. Highly recommended. Visit thomascranelibrary.org to see how you can request a copy of Tim's Vermeer.
Welcome. My name is Amanda, and I'm one of the children's librarians at the Thomas Crane Public Library in Quincy, Massachusetts. This video is part of our DIY Children's Program resources. For more program resources, as well as ebooks, streaming movies, music, TV, and much more, please visit thomascranelibrary.org. Today, to celebrate World Ocean Day on June 8th, we're doing an activity to learn about how whales eat. There are lots of different species of whales in the oceans, and we can group them by how they eat. Some whales are toothed whales, like sperm whales, orca, and narwhals. We also group dolphins and porpoises in with the toothed whales. Other whales are known as baleen whales, like humpback whales, right whales, minke whales, and many others. Today, we'll be using some simple materials to try and eat like whales. For this activity, you will need a large bowl filled with water. You'll need some pieces of carrot or baby carrots, some dried parsley or oregano, a pair of kitchen tongs, and either a clean comb or a clean medium-sized paintbrush. Let's get everything together and get started. Now, as you can see, toothed whales have teeth like us. Baleen whales, however, have what we call baleen hanging out of the top of their mouths. They also have big, powerful tongues because they scoop up lots of water with all the little bits and pieces in it and then press the water out with their tongues through the baleen. Now, baleen is made out of the same thing as our nails and hair, and it looks a lot like hair, doesn't it? That's the better to catch all that plankton with. Now let's try it out. As you saw in the pictures, toothed whales have teeth, like us, and big jaws that those teeth are on. We're going to be using these tongs instead of our teeth. These tongs are nice and long, like a toothed whale's jaw is. Now, they don't have any teeth, because that would be a little dangerous for us to play with. They can bite down and grab. For our baleen, instead of using hair, and I couldn't find a paintbrush, we're going to use a comb. It's not as thick as baleen is, but it does have all these nice little tines. First, we have to put some food in the ocean. For seals and fish, we'll add some carrots. For krill and plankton, we'll add some oregano. Now, the ocean is full of krill and plankton. There are tons of tiny, tiny, tiny little animals and plants that live and grow in the ocean. Some are so small, you can barely see them without a microscope. Now, if I'm a toothed whale, do you think I'm going to be able to catch enough of that krill to down on it? Not much. I'm catching a lot on the outside of my mouth and a little on the inside, but definitely not enough to live off of. Now, those fish down there look much more promising. I caught one. Think I can catch another? A toothed whale is a hunter. It's going to be able to catch enough prey to live off of. But what about all this plankton? Now, if I put one of these fish back in here, do you think I can catch it with my baleen? I can sort of scoop it up along the side of the bowl, but that's cheating. The ocean doesn't have a bowl edge for me to scoop it up against. If I try to scoop it without using the edge of the bowl, or I try to press it, I can't bite it. So what will I eat instead? I'll eat all of this. Look how much I caught. Now, baleen whales have to eat a ton of this, tons and tons, in fact, in order to live off of it. But that's okay, because they can, because their baleen helps them catch it in large amounts. So as you can see, different types of whales eat different things. Toothed whales are going to eat large items, large animals like fish and seals. And baleen whales are going to eat lots of little small things. But each of them is able to find all it needs to live in our ocean. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Welcome. My name is Amanda, and I'm one of the children's librarians at the Thomas Crane Public Library in Quincy, Massachusetts. This video is part of our DIY Children's Program resources. For more program resources, as well as ebooks, streaming movies, TV, music, and much more, please visit thomascranelibrary.org. Today, we're going to use a few simple items to look at static electricity. For these activities, you will need a rubber balloon. The foil ones won't work for this. Next, you will need at least a couple of the following items, but not all of them. You will need Rice Krispies cereal, cracked black pepper and regular table salt, tissue paper, an empty soda can, a styrofoam plate or two. Let's get everything together and get started. Here you can see I have everything put together. I've got my crispy rice cereal. I've got a piece of crepe paper. Tissue paper or crepe paper will both work the same. I have a styrofoam bowl. I have some black pepper, and I have an empty soda can. I've already charged up my balloon. How did I charge it up? I rubbed it on my hair for a bit. I also have another balloon that says no charge. This is because I want to be able to show you that without a static electricity charge, a balloon won't do this just on its own. So first, let's take the no charge balloon and see if it will attract some pepper. A little bit, not much. Now let's try the charged balloon. Let's see. That's a lot more pepper on there. Let's charge it up a little bit more and see if we can get it to work better. Oh yeah, that worked a lot better. You have to make sure it's charged up for it to work. Let's try the rice cereal next. First, let's try our no charge balloon. I even touched the cereal. I only got maybe one. I'm going to charge up my balloon. I picked up 3 pieces of cereal right away. The more charged your balloon is, the more it'll grab. You can watch as I touch them, they'll slide around on the surface of the balloon, trying to get away from your fingers. Let's try the can. Now first, let's bring the no charge balloon near it. Anything? Nope, not really. My balloon attracted the can. And what about this paper? Will it attract that too? Let's see. It did. You can see as I move the paper towards it, it starts to go right to the balloon. And then, as I pull it back, it stays attached. Again, the stronger the charge, the more it will stick. Now we're going to try the styrofoam bowl. Now starting out, that styrofoam bowl is sitting nicely on that balloon, isn't it? Perfectly fine. Now let's charge both the balloon and the bowl. because both items are charged, they are repelling each other. If you have two styrofoam bowls, you can sit one like this and try to put the other one over it. It will slide away. Now, all of these activities work better on a dry day than a damp day. But they can still work even if it's raining. It just might not get as strong a charge. See what things you can do with static electricity and let us know. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Hello everybody, we're here once again at TCPL at Home, Thomas Crane Public Library in Quincy, Massachusetts. My name is Paul. I'm one of the librarians at Thomas Crane Public Library, and here today to talk with my colleague Eileen about Udemy. Eileen, how are you today?
Hey Paul, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine. You know, it seems like there's always a new database that the library has, or maybe a database we've had for a while and people are just not familiar with. But Udemy is actually something that's coming in to kind of supersede a popular database we had, lynda.com, and it does a very similar thing. Do you want to give us a little bit of an idea of what our community can expect from Udemy?
Udemy is offered by Gale, one of the companies that offer a lot of different databases we have, so it might be a little familiar field to you guys. It is free, like all of our databases. It's for Quincy residents, and all you need is your library card number and a Microsoft email or a Gmail account. So those are the things you'll need to get started with Udemy, and then you could zip right in, and there are tons of video tutorials for you. There are tech, design, productivity, personal interests, a lot of good stuff in there.
How many courses are there actually total? There's quite a few, right?
More than 4,000.
Wow.
So that'll keep you busy for a good long time, I think. So.
Well, you know, unfortunately, we had to give up our subscription to lynda.com, but we looked through a lot of different databases, the librarians at Thomas Crane, and we really think people will like using Udemy. I personally tried it out myself and found it to be a really, really useful tool for learning. So what we're going to do today, though, is kind of, we're going to share your screen, right, Eileen, and you're going to give us a bit of a walkthrough of how to use Udemy and access it, correct?
Yes, let's do that. Let me share my screen, and then we can take a look at the different ways you can access it on our website. So let me do over here. Whoopsie. Sharing the screen.
All right, share the screen. All right, there we are.
All right, you see it? Okay, great. All right, so this is our website, thomascranelibrary.org, and there's a couple, 3 different ways you can access Udemy on our website. Right now, the easiest way is to click on the rotating image right here on the main part of the website. It'll rotate eventually, but I'm going to kind of see if I can get it to rotate with these numbers here. There, it's rotating.
Yeah, there's some numbers down there in the corner. I think it's not quite on the screen, but if you...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm hovering over 4, and then it brings up the red image of Udemy. So I'm going to click on that. That is one way you can get to it. It brings you to this this little informational page that tells you all about what it offers, the link to get to it, and also about the app that it offers that we'll talk about in a little bit. So that's one way of doing it, of getting to Udemy. Another way, once this picture gets changed out for freshness and everything, we can go to events and classes and then go to adult education. This is also a good page to kind of remind people about. That has a lot of information about learning to read, learning English, computer classes in Quincy, learning computers online. But right here, kind of in the middle, it says Udemy free video classes, and the link is right here. So that's another way to access it. The third way is to do it on research databases. So I'm going to click on that. This is also a good reminder for people, the database page. We have so many databases, and I hope people are taking advantage of that. Arts and humanities, history, biography, genealogy, databases for children who need for learning and everything.
Yeah, we try to touch on a lot of different subjects, so it's definitely a place that's worth your time to spend looking through what we offer.
Most definitely. Newspapers is a good one too. We offer tons of newspapers online. So I'm going to go ahead and click on careers, education, testing here near the top right. Zoom right down to Udemy. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So this is the page you'll see, whether you choose to click the page or with the image or the databases page or the adult education page. This is where you'll be. So let's see. What does Udemy offer? Up-to-date courses, over 4,000, learn anywhere and anytime. So I'm going to click here, sign in, create a Udemy account. So this is where it is going to prompt you for your Google email, your Gmail, or Microsoft email. So I'm going to...
And we should emphasize that you do need to have one of those accounts, either a Microsoft, an Outlook account, a Hotmail account, or a Gmail account. We know a lot of people have those, but some of you might not, and you do need one of those to access this resource.
Right. They're also free, and you can make as many Google accounts, Gmail accounts as you'd like. So if you want to make one, go ahead. It's fairly easy. So we're going to click on there. So you'll bring you up to my Gmail, and this is Tommy Crane's Gmail that we're using today. It's the staff email. And it'll say, do you allow Gale Cengage? Gale Cengage is the company that offers Udemy, so don't be alarmed by seeing that. That's perfectly fine. So you click allow. Okay. So terms of use policy, we all agree to that. So it's asking for a birth year. It does say that you have to be at least 13 to use Udemy. So this is just a confirmation that you are older than 13. So I'm gonna go ahead and click 1990. Let's just say that. I'm just gonna not put my real year there.
I was gonna say you should do 1882, right?
Something like, I am 130 years old. So now it's bringing us over. This is interesting because normally when I would click the first link to Udemy, it would prompt for the barcode number for your library card. I didn't see it this time, which is odd, but probably because I've been playing around with it. So just to let you guys know, when you're first, before you even click the Microsoft or the Gmail account, you'll see a little place there to put in your library card number. So definitely have your library card number on hand, ready to go. But you don't need your PIN. So just the library card number, a Quincy resident, and the email. All right, Udemy for Business. So I'm going to get started. So it'll ask you what kind of skill sets you're interested in. Oh.
Yeah, it's quite thorough with this section, if I remember when I signed up.
Most certainly. So I enjoy communication essentials. So that's my favorite thing. Leadership, digital marketing.
And what this is trying to do is curate a selection of content for you. If you click something or forget to click something, you're going to be able to still access everything that they have. So you don't have to sweat this part too much.
Right. This is just kind of like, trying to figure out what you're interested in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. What you're interested in, difficult conversations, cultural differences. So a few other things they're trying to figure out what you're interested in. Yeah. So I'm going to click a few things. Ooh, fun. All kinds of things I'm interested in. All right. So I'm going to, after those two screens, now it's going to curate a few suggestions for you. Ooh. So we'll see up here in the toolbar a few different options. If you didn't see something you're interested in the curated part, go to IT or leadership or data science, something like that. There's also the search toolbar, which is common in all websites that you can kind of search for any kind of topic and see if they have that. And we also have here categories. So look, we have, it's very similar to Lynda in this way that I remember we had a lot of data science, design, marketing, things like that. Let's see, data science, let's see. I'm trying to find office productivity would be very handy if you're interested in word processing. They have Word, things like that, Office, Google Docs, things that a typical office worker might want to brush up on. So email, everything like that. So I'm going to click on one here. Once I hover over it, it'll tell you how many 602 lectures, 31 total hours. So it gives you kind of an overview of what you might expect when you enroll for the class.
And so all of these classes, it says enroll now, but what you're doing is enrolling in a class that's asynchronous. It's not going to be an ongoing, semester-based thing. It's just a collection of courses. That's right, isn't it?
That's right. It's totally on your own pace. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. Even when you log out, when you log back in through your Microsoft or your Google account, it will remember where you left off. So you don't have to worry about, what was the last thing I remember and things like that. So that's pretty handy.
Very cool. So one question I have, this all looks great. You're doing it from your PC. Is there an app that we could use with Udemy?
Yes, there is. So both Apple users and Android users can download the app from their store, either the Google Play Store or the App Store for Apple. You would have to search for Udemy for Business. So definitely add for Business on that. So download that. Then it would prompt you to search for the library. So you would search for Thomas Crane Public Library there. And then at that point, you'll have to do the process of logging in with your Microsoft or your Google. So that's something to consider. Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed was, like you said, that one course alone had 600 sections. So if I'm going through this course and I stop, log out and log back in again, it's going to hold my place?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it would be difficult to remember where you were in all these mini lectures.
Yeah, definitely. So that's really super great information about Udemy. I think one of the best ways to learn this resource, now that you've kind of been introduced to it, is to get in there and start using it. So we encourage everyone to do that. And I think that is going to get us close to our time. Here we are. Thomas Crane Public Library. You can come to thomascranelibrary.org. You can call us at 617-376-1102. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Of course, what we were showing you today was Udemy, and we encourage you all to use it. And if you have any questions about it, let us know. We're happy to help. Eileen, thank you so much for showing Udemy to everyone today.
Well, thank you, Paul.
All right, take care.
Take care. Bye.